Welcome to the sixth session on word roots. And as always, in this session also, we will take a look at a few more word roots and some common words which can be formed from those roots. So let's jump right into this session. So we have the root cred, which is Latin in its origin, and cred means a belief or to believe something. Some common words with this root are incredible, credence, credulous, credentials, incredulous, and accreditation. You can very well see that these two words are opposites, and incredible is opposite of credible, and we will discuss each of these words. But first of all, accreditation. So you would have heard that most of the colleges need to have an NBA accreditation in India, or maybe a NAC accreditation. So what does an accreditation do? Accreditation, a college, if it is accredited, then people trust or people believe that college or that institution more, because accreditation gives the recognition that the institution is conforming to a standard. So it's a process of ascertaining belief. Accreditation. Credentials, basically qualification. So something that lends belief in candidates' ability for a job. So if you have credentials for a job, people will trust your ability. People will take your ability for granted that you are suited for a particular job. Let's look at some other words now. First, incredible. So obviously, cred means something that you can believe or a belief. Incredible is with the prefix in, and whenever something is prefixed with in, it means the opposite of credible. So credible is something that can be believed, incredible is something that cannot be believed. So it's too extraordinary to be believed. Incredible story. The incredible story of Chris Gardner. So you must have heard of Chris Gardner, who basically became from a homeless person to a leading stockbroker in the country. It's an incredible story. So it's too extraordinary to be believed. Incredible performance by VVS. Here VVS means VVS Lakshman and Rahul Dravid against Australia. That record partnership actually helped us win the game against Australia. Incredible. Then we have credence, which means to accept something as true or real. So cred means belief, and therefore credence accepts something as true or real. Ayurveda and other alternative medicine has been gaining credence, so it's gaining trust of people in the last 2 decades. So people have started believing Ayurveda more. So credence means it's gaining in trust, or people have started believing it more and more. Another sentence: the increased sales of iPhone give credence to the theory of popularity of iPhone. So it lends belief to the theory that that iPhone is a popular phone. Next words, we have credulous. A person who believes too easily is credulous. A customer could be credulous, an investor could be credulous. So growing online fraud, one sentence from the word credulous could be: growing online fraud points to the fact that people are credulous, they trust too easily. And because people are credulous, they trust too easily, therefore they can be fooled very easily. And that indicates, or that tells you why online frauds have been growing all these while. So growing online fraud points to the fact that people are credulous and can be fooled easily. Another sentence: Indians are not credulous anymore. They judge politicians by actions and not by mere slogans. So by slogans alone, you cannot fool voters. So unless and until there are concrete actions taken by a political party, the voters will not believe. So voters are not credulous anymore. Creditable, worthy of belief or worthy of trust or worthy of praise. Creditable. The success of India's cricket team against Australia recently was creditable. So it's worthy of belief and worthy of praise. Fintech companies' performance during the pandemic was creditable. Fintech companies, companies that operate in the financial sector with the use of technology, fintech companies. So their performance during the pandemic was creditable, and it was expected, right? Because uh, most people could not go to banks, so they had to rely on wallets, they had to rely on services provided by these wallets in order to make payments and even receive payments. Next, we have the root odd. Again, another Latin root, and it means to listen or to hear. The words that can be formed, or the common words that you can see from the root word odd: audible, audition, auditorium, auditory, audiogram, audiologist, and audiophile. So all of these words, they come from the same root odd, which means to listen or to hear. What is an audiogram? So audiogram represents graphically your ability to hear. So there is an equipment which can be used to test your hearing ability, and an audiogram is the output of that equipment. So it represents graphically your ability to hear. Audiophile is a person who is interested in knowing about equipment for playing recorded sound. So you can say that sound engineers are also audiophiles because they are interested in knowing more about equipments for playing recorded sound. Audiophiles. What about audible? Audible is something that can be heard, is audible. Audition is, see, all of you have come across this word audition. What happens in an audition? Your performance is heard, and if found suitable, you get a role at the end of it. Auditorium is a place where the audience sits. You know, another word from the same root could be audience. So audience are a group of people or audience is a group of people which sits and listens to a program. That program could be anything. It could be a speech, it could be a dance, it could be a musical performance, it could be anything. Let us look at some of the other words now. Audible, something that you can hear. 20 to 20,000 hertz is the audible range of frequency for humans. So frequencies below 20 hertz and beyond 20,000 hertz will not be audible to the humans. Auditory is something that is related to your sense of hearing, of or about hearing. So March 3 is today, and it's the World Hearing Day. So why is this World Hearing Day observed on March 3? To spread awareness about the fact that we can protect our auditory nerves. So your ability to listen also depends on how strong or how weak your auditory nerves are. If your auditory nerves are weak, you slowly lose your ability to hear. Next, we have the word root biblio. This root is Greek in its origin, and the meaning of the root biblio is book. So, any word that contains this root biblio will have something to do with books. For example, we have bibliophile. So, this person, he loves books. So, he's a bibliophile. Then we have another word, bibliography. Bibliography refers to a list of books. Now, this is not an ordinary list of books. This is a list of books or list of works that are cited to write a book. You know, you have to uh, provide a list of books which you have referred to if you write a book or if you write an article. And that list of books is known as bibliography. So, but basically, bibliography is a list of books. Biblioclast, a person who destroys books, is a biblioclast. Bibliognost. Now, again, two roots are there here, biblio and gnost. So, this roots, gnost stands for knowledge. So, bibliognost is somebody who has knowledge on books. And biblioclept, again two words here, two roots here, biblio and clept. Clept stands for stealing. So a biblioclept is a person who steals books. So these are the words that you can form with the root biblio. So with this we come to an end of this session on word roots. As I always say, more word roots to follow in the next session. Thank you.